Hi everyone, hope you guys are doing very well. Today I wanted to make this tiny video, and let me just fix this because it's annoying me. And it's a mini review on the new watercolor brushes for Procreate by MaxPack. Okay, so you have three categories, should I call them? Smudge brushes, the actual MaxPack, and a bunch of erasers. And the smudges are quite a few, and I'll show you how they work in a minute. The erasers are pretty cool, and you have three sea salt textures, which are great. And then this is the actual MaxPack, when you have a few brushes for line work, which are pretty cool. But then like they're divided into many ones, like flow, washes, which are many and have really cool textures, flood, which as you can see there are many. Then there's two ones that I don't know how to name, simple brushes I guess. Then you got the bleeds, which again are pretty cool, splatters, different kinds, blooms, and there is this one's overlay, and this one's have gray texture, like great. I sounded like I said gray. And you have two very cool paper textures. Okay, I'm gonna be showing you my favorite brushes, or the ones I use the most. So I tend to go from the flow ones. Let me show you this one, the watercolor flow and the watercolor flow round. And I really like the textures in them. Like you see the paper texture, and they're not too texturized, if that makes sense. And these two look pretty similar, but if you look up close, you can see that the edges are slightly different, which is cool. Now let me show you something that I consider is quite cool. Obviously you can create like overlays. However, I found that with certain brushes and the use of clip-in mask, the colors are going to change quite a bit. So I'm not sure if that's normal. Now, there's some of us that behave better when you're doing clip-in masks, but the color does change quite a lot. But look at that texture, it's great. This one though, it doesn't really matter, but look at the amazing water effect it creates. And this one's a very interesting brush. It depends on how you tilt the Apple Pencil, and it's going to create a different shade. Now you can see like they're very different, and I was quite skeptical at the beginning. I didn't know I was going to get so many brushes, but they're very different. They have very different textures. Like this one is really cool. Like if you pull like that, you can see as if you were pulling a brush or the water. Now this one, if you like to work with markers, I think it's pretty cool because it is flat enough around the edges, but it also behaves kind of like marker, but you can also see texture in it, so it's cool. Now let me show you the smudges. Now it depends and behave differently according to the size that you're using them in, but they're pretty cool and pretty subtle. Now this one's pretty cool because I'm just a bit small. Okay, this is quite cool. This is quite cool because you get to create like dripping effects, which I don't know, like I am not a watercolor expert, but if that's what you're going for, I think it's pretty cool. Now the erasers behave pretty well. They don't erase everything. They still show a hint of color underneath. Let me just make it a little bit bigger so you get to see it a little bit better. And let me show you this one, and it's basically the same effect. You get to see a little bit more of color, and there's a masking fluid, and that will erase everything. The textures that I like are the salt ones, which are pretty cool. I'm not sure if this makes any justice to it, but they look pretty cool. And I'm going to show you the liners real quick. They're great, they're nice, but the one I really like is, let me just show you this one first. Let me just show you this one. You can see how pretty cool and texturized. This one is my favorite because it actually does look like colored pencil, and it changes depending on how you tilt the pencil too. Okay, now that we have this, I have my color palette already here, so let's get started with the actual drawing. Now, this is not a sponsored review. I just wanted to make this one because I was a little bit hesitant whether to buy them or not. mainly because I try to make my own brushes and I was okay with my brushes, but these ones are pretty cool, and I'm not an expert, so I'm imagining that if you actually know what you're doing, you're going to create amazing things. So this was the video. Hope you enjoyed it and hope it was a little bit helpful for you. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.